Hello, children. I hope you're doing okay. Oh, did you see an animal walking past singing quite happily?
Oh my word, did I see the animal? I like the fur coat on that animal. Did you see the leopard print monkey man?
I saw him. And you know what? He looks really happy.
Well, I'm not happy.
Why not?
I want to look at, I want a nice fur skin like that animal. I'm just grey. Look at me. I'm grey. Just grey. I want to have some leopard print skin like that dude.
You know what? You're looking nice too.
Well, I've got big ears and I've got a long nose. Look at my nose.
Yeah, but you've got many other things that the leopard hasn't got. Like your big nose is actually quite nice. I like it.
Well, I'm glad you like my nose.
And your ears?
These ears.
They're pretty. I like them too. You
I
know what?
can keep, my ears keeps me cool. My ears help me to stay cool.
So you know what? It's not good to look at another animal and then go, oh, I want to be like that one. You know what you call that?
Looking.
Jealousy.
Jealousy? But
Yes, jealousy. And jealousy is not nice.
Okay. I want to be nice.
It makes your heart a little bit ugly.
Okay.
And then nobody likes you. You have to like yourself.
Okay, I like myself. I like my nose. I like my ears.
Yes, I like myself too.
I'm glad. I like you too.
Yes, I haven't got a nice furry coat like leopard either.
Yeah, but you've got a nice tail. You can climb in the trees with a tail.
I know.
But I'm going now because I heard there's a story for the boys and girls.
Yes?
About somebody with some nice clothes.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Do you think it was leopard print clothes?
I don't know. Let's see.
Okay, let's have a watch.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, I hope you're well and enjoying the holidays now that school's finished. I really hope the weather improves soon so that we can all get outside and enjoy some sunshine. I'm going to tell you a story today about a boy called Joseph. Joseph had 11 brothers. Yes, can you believe 11 brothers? I've got 2 brothers and 3 sisters and that's quite a lot, but I can't imagine having 11 brothers. Do you have brothers and sisters? And do you get on well with them most of the time? I'm sure you do. But Joseph didn't get on well with his brothers. In fact, Joseph's brothers didn't like him very much at all. Let's have a look at the story and see what happens. Jacob had 12 sons, but of all his sons, Joseph was his favourite. One day, Jacob gave Joseph a splendid new coat. It was beautiful and rich with all the colours of the rainbow, but it made Joseph's brothers jealous. They wanted rich rainbow coats too. Then, to make matters worse, Joseph kept on having these special dreams. I dreamt I was the greatest. I was king, Joseph told his brothers, and you all bowed down to me. Now, I'm sure you know, even if Joseph didn't, that telling your brothers things like that isn't a very good idea. Joseph's brothers hated him even more. They wanted to kill Joseph and his dreams. And one day, that's exactly what they tried to do. They tore Joseph's rainbow coat off him and sold him to slave traders for 20 pieces of silver. The traders took Joseph to Egypt and made him into a slave. The brothers went home and lied to their father, telling him that Joseph was dead. That's the end of that dreamer, they thought. But they were wrong. God had a magnificent dream for Joseph's life, and even when it looked like everything had gone wrong, God would use it all to help make the dream come true. God would use everything that was happening to Joseph to do something good. Meanwhile, though, things were not looking good for Joseph in Egypt. He was far from home and from his dad. Then he got blamed for something he didn't do, and even though he had done nothing wrong, he was punished and thrown in jail. But God had not left Joseph. One night, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had a scary dream about thin cows gobbling up fat cows. What on earth did it mean? He didn't know. But Joseph was a dream expert, so Pharaoh sent for him. It means a famine is coming, Joseph explained. There won't be enough food. Pharaoh was so pleased by Joseph's skill that he immediately took Joseph out of jail and made him a prince. Now, back home, Joseph's brothers had run out of food and everyone was hungry. God's special family was in danger. If they didn't get food soon, they would starve to death. So Joseph's brothers travelled to Egypt to buy food. They came and knelt before the new prince. His brothers didn't know that the prince was Joseph, but Joseph knew who they were. Joseph's dream, the one about his brothers bowing down to him, was coming true. "It's me," cried Joseph. When they saw it was Joseph, his brothers were afraid. They had wronged Joseph. They had sinned and they knew it. Now Joseph would certainly punish them. But Joseph looked at his brothers and his eyes filled with tears. Even though his brothers had hurt him and hated him and wanted him dead, in spite of everything, he couldn't stop loving them. His heart, which they had broken, filled up with love, and Joseph forgave them. Joseph threw his arms around them. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Behind what you were doing, underneath everything that was happening, God was doing something good. God was making everything right again." Joseph didn't punish them. He rescued them. He brought God's special family to live safely with him in Egypt. One day, God would send another prince, a young prince whose heart would break. Like Joseph, he would leave his home and his father. His brothers would hate him and want him dead. He would be sold for pieces of silver. He would be punished even though he had done nothing wrong. But God would use everything that happened to this young prince, even the bad things, to do something good. This young prince is Jesus, who came to forgive the sins of the whole world. So that's today's story, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye.
Joseph's coat was elegant, the cut was fine, a tasteful style was the ultimate in good design. This is why he caught the eye, a king would stop and stare. And when Joseph tried it on, he knew his sheepskin days were gone. Such a dazzling coat of many colours, how he loved his coat of many colours. In a glass above the rest, it even went well with his vest. Such a stunning coat of many colours, how he loved his coat of many colours. It was red and yellow and green and brown and blue. Joseph's brothers weren't pleased with what they saw. "We have never liked him all that much before, and now this coat has got our goat. We feel like it's unfair." And when Joseph grazed the sling, his brothers turned a shade of green. His astounding coat took a biscuit quite and silver and rose, and azure and lemon and rust and grey, and purple and white and pink and orange and red and yellow and green and brown, and scarlet and black and ochre and peach, and ruby and olive and violet and fawn, and lilac and gold and chocolate and mauve, and cream and crimson and silver and rose, and azure and lemon and rust and grey, and purple and white and pink and orange and blue.
This week's story is Joseph and his coat of many colours. For this craft you will need a pen, sellotape or glue stick, 2 toilet rolls, scissors, a paper cutter if you can get it, and as many colours of paper as you can get, or a white piece of paper with coloured pens. First thing you'll want to do is cut down the middle of one of your toilet roll tubes, only one, not both of them. And then you'll want to take off a top third or something off that same one. Once you've done that, it should look something like this, and you should be able to open it up a bit and put the other toilet roll tube into this like this. Then what you want to do is draw your face on the front of your one that's not cut for Joseph. Once you've done that, you can do other stuff like hair and stuff on it if you want to. Should get strips like this to go around. You can you'll probably need to cut them off so they don't overlap the gap when you either glue or sellotape it round. Next, you're going to want to cut strips of your paper. If you don't have that much, you can cut more of one colour than just one. So I've put glue on it, the sides and the back to put it on, and I'm going to need to get my scissors to cut it down here, like that. I'm going to do that with the rest of my strips of paper. So once you've done that, you can let it dry for a bit, and then you can attach to your Joseph. You might want to let it dry so it doesn't pop off. And there you go. So that's your Joseph and your coat, which you can take off.
Boys and girls, that was a special story. I like that story. I like the nice coat that Joseph had. I like the fact that he forgave his brothers. I like the fact that he had lots and lots of dreams. I'm sure you also are very special. I'm sure your mommy or your daddy or your family tells you you are beautiful and you are special. Everyone is made special by God. So next time you walk past the mirror, have a look and say, I am beautiful, because God only makes beautiful people. And all people are beautiful. So enjoy your week. Until next week. Bye-bye.